Now when you think about Volvo cars, a few things they come to your mind: safety, practicality, design language, and of late Volvo's promised to go all electric by 2030. And in this endeavor, the XC40 will be the first offering from Volvo in terms of being an electric SUV offering. And the good news is this one is coming to India as well. Now bookings for the XC40 Recharge, that's what they call it, the Recharge, they are open in India, and pricing will soon be announced, and the assumption is around 72 to 75 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi. Now this one satisfies all the parameters I just spoke about, and further it is bonkers in terms of performance, and this is how the performance parameter is how I want to start my review for this one.
Quick enough to beat a sports car? Well, our friend Tushar came in with his Porsche for a friendly run with Volvo's first e-SUV. So while the XC40 is silently quick, this Porsche Boxter looks sexy and sounds great as well. Round 1 and the XC40 Recharge, thanks to all that torque available from 0 RPM, shoots ahead. But the initial gap hardly widens up. This means the Boxster has the XC40 in its view. Round 2 and the same scenario. No drama, no wheel spin. The XC40 simply lurches forward and gains speed really quick. Top speed, however, is limited to 180 kmph. Now it's not just the outright punch that is so intoxicating in the XC40, but also the daily usage practicality. I've been driving the car for 5 hours now, 110 kilometers, and it is so user friendly. In the normal way you drive, you have the creep function coming in where in traffic if you go without your throttle inputs. If you select the one pedal drive from the infotainment over here, you can control the braking and the acceleration only from one pedal. And of course, no matter what speed you're doing, I'm at 70 right now, and look at this, 120. You always get pushed. And mind you, with the kind of driving I've done as of now since morning, I'm actually averaging 24 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers, which roughly means the 78 kilowatt hour battery setup, it can take me approximately 300 to 320 kilometers, and that is phenomenal. This kind of range, 300 plus, in actual driving conditions where I'm also using the punch to get a grin on my face, really nice. Apart from this, the electric version on this one, the wheel size has gone up from 18 to 19 inches, and frankly in the morning before taking over the car, I did have my own set of apprehension in terms of the comfort over typical Indian roads, but happy to report it is not that bad. Yes, at lower speeds over sharp undulations you do feel them, but even with single on board driving through typical roads of Delhi NCR, it is not bad. The plus side is when you hit a set of hills or twisties or you want to push the car and enjoy the torque coming in, the handling, the behavior is nice. This is not a heavy steering setup, it is on the lighter side, but you do have ample confidence, ample feedback coming in. So in my books, the ride is sorted almost, the handling is sorted, the punch, no matter what speed you're doing, is sorted. The range is very important, and 300 plus in typical driving conditions with the AC without even thinking twice. Talking of the AC, we faced temperatures as high as 47 degrees as per the display today, and frankly I was in two minds because of the recent cases of EVs catching fire, but the fan came in to cool down the batteries, everything was in place, the AC was running fine. Such a hot day and an EV besides you, I think the overall experience has been nice. Visibility is nice from a driver's perspective for a person of my height. This is sorted. Brakes are not very sharp or very good in terms of bite, but I think they do the job very well. I did have my own set of hard braking maneuvers just to check them, and they performed well. So yeah, I think for a full electric SUV, this does a job well. And I think because you have power going to all the four wheels, 400 plus horses, all-wheel drive, decent amount of ground clearance, you can take it off the road as well. Now the XC40 supports super fast charging of 150 watt. That is not currently too much available in India. So as and when that happens, it supports that kind of super fast charging as well. Now when you slow down in traffic with a lot of cars around you, automatically at really slow speeds, the 360 view camera, it comes on the screen just to show you what's around you in traffic. And so these small things, that I think they go a long way in making your driving experience or ownership experience better in some ways. Now as expected, the XC40 Recharge, it supports level 2 autonomous driving solution. For example, you have the adaptive cruise control. You set the cruise control to a speed, for example 90, but in case in front of you the car is at a lower speed than 90, automatically the XC40 will brake, will keep the speed as the car in front of you, maintain a safe distance, and if you change your lane or if the car goes away into the other lane, you will automatically go back to your desired speed. So yeah, adaptive cruise control is there, lane assist is there, so if you end up changing lanes without giving the indicator, the steering will pester you to be inside your lane. So these things automatically, as expected, do come in the electric XC40 as well.
Now the cabin of the XC40 Recharge is largely like that of the petrol powered XC40. There are a few things that will be different for owners of this one. When it goes on sale in India, owners will be getting upholstery, which will be upholstery of the seats, which will be largely recycled to reduce the overall carbon footprint. Even the keyless start stop will be different in the sense that the key fob can be in your pocket or inside the car, and you just step inside, you press on the brake pedal, you go into D or drive, and then just drive off. So there is no ignition on off as such. The central touchscreen is the talking point over here. Of course, it is tuned for an electric car. It shows various things like the range assistant, the kind of range left, and the kind of driving pattern you're doing, range as per your speed, your driving style, or your climate control usage. Also, likewise, the driver info display is different in terms of the information it has on offer, including your average consumption, the kilometers per your 1% of battery charge, the amount of battery left, and so on. Overall, the number of buttons and switches here are very less, so it's a very clean interface, and it's an overly black cabin, well broken by this lovely pattern of silver on the central console. In terms of space and comfort, I stand 6 feet tall with a healthy build, and I have approximately a couple of inches of space left in spite of the sunroof. The sunroof, by the way, sort of has gestures. You need to just swipe your fingers to open like this, swipe, no buttons as such, and the window will open up, the sunroof will open up. You go back, the windows are large, the mirrors are large, so overall upfront for a person like me in terms of the comfort levels and the gadgets and the gizmos on offer for this price point, being a full electric 4x4, yes, it is all-wheel drive front and rear. I think the package upfront is nice, but if you want to use the XC40 Recharge for your family purpose or with your friends, how are things at the back? Well, let's go there. Now this is not really a full-sized 5-seater luxury SUV, it's more of a compact version, but even then the space over here is impressive. This one has been positioned for my height, 6 feet tall, and the space over here is phenomenal, 3 to 4 inches. So in your family, if the driver is going to be shorter than me, you will have even more space coming in over here. But this is a strict 4-seater, mainly because the central transmission tunnel over here is pretty high, so this will intrude into the privacy of the central or the fifth person. So for a 4-seater, does the job very well. Large windows, massive panoramic sunroof, overly black interiors are sporty. You got your AC vents over here, you got your seat pockets, a charging outlet, and a generous armrest. So yeah, I think for 4 people, space, features, comfort levels, visibility, I am definitely impressed with the XC40. Boot space, let's go there. Now this one of course has a hands-free access to the boot, and the boot as compared to the normal XC40 is approximately 41 liters smaller, but as you can see, we have the spare over here, the space saver spare over here. We have our equipment for the shoot, a big camera bag, a box, and yet I think usable space for 4 people for a weekend. So it's lost approximately 41 liters of space over here, but it's gained some space ahead as well. And because there is no engine under the hood, you do have some amount of space left over here, which is 31 liters on paper, but I think in reality this is useful, clever, hidden space for various items. What a perfect place to end our review of the XC40 Recharge. Now bookings are already open, and at an assumed price of 72 or 75 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi, this one will fit in like a glove between the cheaper options, the MG ZS EV, the Hyundai Kona, and the super luxury options from Mercedes, Audi, Jaguar and BMW. And it also offers you the typical Volvo engineering, the safety package, the practicality, and I think it looks pretty good as well. And of course, the icing on the cake in the form of sufficient range and blistering performance. At this price, as a all-wheel drive full electric SUV, this one gets full marks from us at 91 wheels.